Fuck off, motherfucker. Punch her in the head, man. Word to your mother, my name's Steve and this channel is Frags to Riches. Thank you for tuning in. Today's going to be one of my quick videos from my Seriously Though series. This is a series that I've started where I basically test myths and assumptions in the FRAG-Com, mainly for my own benefit, but also kind of for you guys. And today I'm going to be answering the question, seriously though, does Sean John Unforgivable really smell like Millesime Imperial? So since I started my YouTube channel, this is the question that I've been asked the most. Well, that and are you Ed Helms? And the answer is no, seriously, stop now. But yeah, since I featured Sean John's Unforgivable in quite a few of my videos, a lot of people keep asking the question, does it smell like Millesime Imperial? So I've kind of been wanting to test it for a while, so I got a sample of the original from Greg, who owns the company FRAG30 and he's also got a YouTube channel, GreggyBoy76, so check him out. So yeah, I have been wearing these. I did, as per usual, side by side, one on each arm. Actually, I think it was that way around if we're going to be pedantic. And I can confirm, in short, yes, they smell the same. So it's not as completely straightforward as that, but yes, they do smell really similar. The opening of Sean John Unforgivable it's got a very, I mean, in the official note breakdown of Sean John, it's basically got every fruit ever known to man, other than the one that for some reason my brain gives me an image for. Whenever I smell Sean John Unforgivable, I always say this, the fruitiness, for some reason my brain gives me an image of pineapple. There's no pineapple listed, it's pretty much the only fruit that's not in here. But I don't know what it is, I think it's just my brain, I smell it and it just kind of gives me an image of pineapple. So yeah, anyway, that fruity pineapple-y vibe is very prominent in Sean John, and the fruity notes in Millesime aren't as kind of obvious and in your face. So not only does Sean John open, that sort of fruity note is a lot more sort of prominent and kind of obvious. I think in general the whole blend from Millesime is kind of smoother and kind of more subtle, and again it could just be the quality of the ingredients and how well it's blended, but the fruitiness isn't just as prominent, it's just a smoother blend, so it kind of mixes in a bit more sort of nicely, as it were. The Sean John is also more powdery straight from the top. It's kind of definitely more powdery than Millesime, and Millesime is almost right at the top, slightly greener to my nose than Unforgivable. Yeah, so it's kind of smoother, not as, the fruit isn't as kind of intensely prominent, and it's not quite as powdery as well. So you could tell the quality difference, I guess is what I'm getting at. So the openings are very similar, but there are some subtle differences, mainly probably down to the sort of quality of the blend, if I'm honest. So Sean John is more powdery, it's kind of sweeter, and that fruity note is just a lot more kind of, a bit more aggressive and prominent, if I'm honest. Amusingly, the fragrance apprentice, George, said that Sean John Unforgivable had a Coca-Cola Haribo vibe going on. And when I read that on his Instagram page, I thought he'd gone mental. But then when the next time I wore it, I actually get it, I can see what he's saying, and it is spot on. So yeah, that kind of, and it's probably from that, again, it's kind of this sort of more prominent kind of sweet, powdery fruitiness. So it kind of gives it a bit more of a synthetic vibe than Millesime, by all means. FYI, while we're talking about the Fragrance Apprentice, I should urge you to go and check out his channel. He recently did a crossover collaboration with FRAG-MENTAL, where they kind of cross worlds. I won't spoil it, but I'll link it down below. And the cinematography and the performances from both of them is amazing. So by all means, go and check that out. It's not my favourite review from George though. That would have to be Kisses Rain, which is just kind of next level. So I'll link that video down below as well. It's by far my favourite, and it just blows me away. So yeah, go and check that out. But anyway, I digress. So that's the openings, and then on the dry down, the story continues, to be honest, and they only get closer. After about 15 minutes, they are really close, seriously close. I would say to the point where an untrained nose or somebody who wasn't a proper frag head probably couldn't really tell the difference. You could certainly blag it. But wearing them side by side, you can tell the difference. And it's more that I would say Millesime has just more of a sophisticated subtlety about it. Again, it's probably down to the quality, where sort of Sean John Unforgivable, the kind of the fruitiness and the powderiness does kind of tone down a little bit on the Drydown, but it's still a lot more prominent than the Creed, and it still remains sweeter. So it is kind of just a bit more brash and forward, but it's by all means not a harsh fragrance. I really love this fragrance, so don't get me wrong. So yeah, I would say the Creed has a sophisticated subtlety that's where the Sean John Unforgivable is just a little bit more kind of in your face. To me, Creed Millesime Imperial is kind of like a, you know, chilled out kind of like wine bar, like jazz club, you know, someone that's a bit more kind of assured and just chilled out, and they're not, you know, desperate, where Sean John Unforgivable is kind of, it's a bit more of a like a cocktail bar, but I wouldn't even go to say it's not a club fragrance, but it's a bit more kind of young, a bit more forward, kind of a bit more someone that's got some probably misplaced confidence. Someone's confident by all means, but it's not, you know, fully, it's a bit misplaced, but it's a great fragrance, so I urge you to check it out. Yeah, so in answer to the question, yes, they do smell very similar. Sean John Unforgivable is a great fragrance. It offers some great versatility, but it is just a little bit more powdery, a little bit more sweet, and yeah, the fruity notes are more prominent and aren't as kind of smooth within the blend, where Millesime just is better blended and it's just got some sophisticated subtlety about it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought I'd come out and about just to film this, even though it's a quick video, just to kind of change it up a little bit. So I hope you enjoy the scenery. If you do, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so. It's helping me kind of crack on to the next 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, thank you for watching. Once again, I love you all for doing so, and I will see you for the next one. Much love.